In Sri Lanka, the war on terror is turning into a war on religion. The Lankan cabinet has approved a complete ban on the burqa. It's just a matter of time before the parliament does the same. Muslims in Sri Lanka are enraged. But the government says burqas are a threat to national security. So is Sri Lanka disguising Islamophobia as anti-radicalism? Or does it have a point in its decision? Also, is it the only country doing so? Our next report tells you.
The war on terror takes many forms. The Americans launched one 2 decades back. A series of invasions and battles followed. The global consensus is that the war failed, because America killed terrorists, not the ideology behind them. Today, Sri Lanka is making the same mistake. Their war on terror began 2 years back, on that fateful Easter Sunday in 2019. Groups allied with the Islamic State bombed churches and hotels. More than 260 people were killed. Riding on the security fears, Gotabaya Rajapaksa clinched the presidency. He declared his own war on terror, and much like America, he is on the wrong path. Sri Lanka's cabinet has approved a ban on burqas. The public safety minister equated these face coverings to religious extremism. International law is clear on the matter. A ban on burqas violates the right to religious expression. But Sri Lanka is drumming up fears to legitimize this proposal. Now that the cabinet has cleared it, the proposal will head to parliament. The government's brute majority makes this more of a formality. Sri Lanka's secular journey is at a crossroads. The burqa has been declared a national security threat. Weeks from now, thousands of Muslim women could face a difficult reality. One where they are forced to abandon their veils. Burqas are not as common in Sri Lanka. In fact, the youth aren't particularly fond of it, but they feel it's a matter of choice. A choice that the government is snatching away.
I myself am not an advocate for the face cover. I don't wear it myself. But I do advocate for the right of every woman, be she Muslim or otherwise, to be able to wear what she wants.
This ban is the latest in a series of questionable decisions made by Sri Lanka. They cremated Muslim victims of the Wuhan virus, denied them a proper Islamic burial. There is also talk of a crackdown on Islamic schools or madrasas. It is being sold to the public as an anti-radicalization drive. But it's difficult to look past the Islamophobia. Much like how America targeted terrorists instead of terrorism. Sri Lanka is targeting Islam instead of Islamic radicalism. It's a strategy that Europe has perfected. France, Belgium, Denmark, Austria, Bulgaria, the Netherlands and Switzerland have already banned the burqa. There they call it cultural assimilation, because of course the West is too progressive to be Islamophobic. But when it happens elsewhere, they happily join the global criticism. Colombo has pitched this as justice for Easter 2019, but ask the families of victims and they tell a different story. The presidential probe report was inconclusive. It left many questions unanswered. Like, why was the Indian intel warning ignored? So Sri Lanka's anti-radicalization drive is more about politics than security. An easy way to mobilize the island's Sinhala Buddhist community. Tyranny of the majority cannot be a weapon against radicalization. Bureau Report, WION. World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.